doggone baby boomers that were well-wishing, that came from a time of prosperity, telling everybody, chase your dreams. Okay, that's a terrible idea, because dreams generally will make you broke. Well, what's up, guys? I got a letter here, some questions. I thought I'd read it and have some fun. He writes, Dear Casey Putsch, my name is Brennan Realty, and I have quite enjoyed both your stories on VinWiki and the advice you offer on your own channel. I find that your advice is very knowledgeable and positive. As such, I was hoping you could help me with something that I've been struggling with, which unfortunately doesn't involve cars. Don't worry, man, we got this. The problem that I am not really sure is what career to pursue after college. I was hopefully be graduating this December from the University of Central Missouri with a degree in economics. Unfortunately, as graduation grows near, I find I've lost my taste for economics and feel wildly unprepared for life after school. I lack the hard skills, coding, math skills, etc., as well as a passion for any of the jobs traditionally associated with my major, such as those in finance, accounting, or marketing. For example, I'm currently in a class called Money and Banking, which has taught me the incredibly valuable life lesson that I should never, ever go into banking. I'm pretty sure teaching someone about monetary policy and the Fed should be considered a cruel and unusual punishment, he writes. I originally chose economics because it is a pretty versatile degree, offers solid employment opportunities, and I kind of figured I'd wind up in the corporate world somewhere. Both of my parents are white-collar business types, and I never considered myself to be a STEM-type person. I made this compromise because I have never had a strong desire for any job in particular, and because the subjects I enjoy most are those with the worst career opportunities: history, politics, philosophy, and literature. I prefer these subjects that are more subjective, where I get an opportunity to argue a point, as opposed to those which are more objective, such as math and science. How about politics? My problem is this. The goals I have in life do not include a specific career, and I fear that I will wind up in a soul-crushing corporate center that offers no creativity but supports my real dreams. Those dreams being, I want to start a family, be a father, travel a bit, and live comfortably. Middle class-ish. I plan on getting married after college to my girlfriend of many years, and she shares these dreams. Dude, I hope that's not a spoiler alert. Anyway, my questions are these. What do you think is the best way for someone to figure out what career they should pursue, particularly for someone who is risk averse? And should I be concerned that I still don't know what I want to do? I appreciate your advice you could offer, and I hope I haven't rambled too badly. I admire how much you have accomplished, both with Genius Garage and personally. I love listening to all of your fascinating stories. Sincerely, Brennan. Well, man, let's go for a drive and talk about it. I hope I can give you some good advice and good wisdom. So, corporate world, business, middle class, risk averse, starting anew, not feeling prepared. Join a very exclusive club of lots of people. But that's okay. So, you know, the first thing that I noticed about your letter is when you said that you're risk averse. Okay, that's understandable, and you didn't elaborate, so I'm not expecting that you're going to want to just jump on a tall ship and sail the 7 seas, or fly a fighter jet, or I don't know, go hang gliding or something like that. But I do want to make a video soon, and I thought I'd point this out. Risk is an illusion. Do you know what I'm saying? Let me give an example. If you look at it in terms of business and life, you go to school because you're going to get a job, so you pick the one with the most jobs, and then you want a new car because you can't work on it, you don't want it to break, and you get a loan for that and loan for school, so you have to get a job to pay that stuff off and make it and do what you can. Don't speak your mind too much, but try not to be a patsy to get walked over, and eventually build yourself up in a career and get somewhere. That's generally what people consider as the least risk-averse type of career projection. But I got news for you. If you buy a new car, you're going to lose money to depreciation, and you're going to lose money to a loan. If you just go into a job like that and don't speak up your mind because you're afraid of, like, rocking the boat, then you're never going to leave, and you might get screwed by somebody else. And if you go through this direction and you put yourself in debt for a career, and I'm not saying you're doing this, I'm just saying in general, and for a career, then what you're doing is actually you're just changing risk. So instead of going out and being entrepreneurial or whatever, where it's all up to you to make it go, you're just putting it on somebody else's shoulders. So think about that when you think about risk. Everybody's risk averse. I don't want to get hurt. I don't want to be broke. I don't want to be like lonely and die. So I'm not going to put myself in positions to do that. But it's just risk is how you look at it. But in regard to career path, I think this is the best advice I have for you or any other young people about to graduate college or high school or whatever, beyond just learning how to drive. Hey guys, can we go? Yeah, we can go around this dump truck. Anyway, so my best advice is this, which stems from something I've seen happen and happened to me. So if you look at generations, okay, so the World War II generation, right, the one they call the greatest generation ever, it went through the Depression, World War II, everything like that. Then there were the baby boomers that came after, which in my opinion, I think they got spoiled like crazy because, you know, their parents went through all that crap and then wanted to make it better, and like the economy was booming and whatnot. So the myth and like the unfortunate thing the baby boomers put on all of us young people, and I'm going to say like under the age of 45, like 20 to 45, and it's still going, is you have to do what you're passionate about. You have to go after that. So everybody's chasing these dreams. But the advice I have for you about a job and a career is this, okay? First of all, there's no like commune you can go out there and live just by writing songs and everything unless you make money. You do gotta make money. We all have to do to live in this world or affect change or do anything for other people or anything. So my first best advice to you is this. You need to go after a career path right now that you feel a sense of personal worth, that you're being part of something. Now, the corporate world gets a bad rap, okay? I'll even rag on it from time to time. But the fact of the matter is you're part of something valuable, a company or whatnot that is doing something and being part of the country and nation. My wife works at a corporate place. She does graphic design, and it's a very nice place to work with good people and a team. And no, nothing's perfect, but it's a good thing. So I hope you're not completely soured on that, you know, the internet is trying to make you feel you need to be more glamorous and building cars and rocket ships or whatever it is, because there's great solid career paths out there. Now, that sounds really lame and not Casey-like, but here's where I'm going with this, and this is probably the most solid thing I can tell you. Get a hobby, okay? I mean it. Have a hobby. Like, go after a job and a career that is best for you and affords you a good living and a future and enough time that you can have a hobby that you're passionate about. And then if you want to learn new skills or talent or STEM or electronics or building something or cars or whatever, the single fastest and best way to learn is if you love something and you can go at your own pace. And that's exactly what a hobby is. And a hobby could even turn into like a cool side hustle. Or if you go with your education with economics and the things you're going to learn in business for running a business and potential leadership, maybe you're learning from other people's mistakes. Maybe someday you'll be able to take that information and things you've learned and, you know, you built yourself a nice living and whatnot where you're a little more comfortable. Then maybe you take the passion and new things you learned from the hobby and you build a business. You know what I'm saying? So that's my best advice in that regard. You know, first of all, you need a career. You need a career path, probably. I don't think you're necessarily independently wealthy if you're asking me this question. Otherwise, I'd just say if you're independently wealthy, then, dude, come on, let's build Genius Garage together. That's like the best thing that matters right now for the future in the world, right? But if you're not, then my suggestion is go out there and find the career that makes sense, where you can, quite frankly, have the best income, the best lifestyle, a future to where there's growth opportunities and you're going to learn a lot, okay? There's nothing wrong and nothing less noble of going out and having a great living, because you got a long life ahead of you, okay? And if you want to have a family and a steady base and get married and have kids and a dog or a hamster or whatever, you know, you need that income. You need to be part of a system. You need to build up your credit and play that game. But in the meantime, get a hobby. You know, it could be anything: slot cars, radio control cars, tinker on old motorcycles, you know, design radio control airplanes or design airplanes out of foam, and you learn about materials and science and everything like that. You know, and if you screw it up, it's just a toy or it's a model. You can always make another one. You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna be just fine. And there's nothing that you should feel bad about if the direction for you right now is corporate related. I've got plenty of friends that are doing that, and there's gonna be time for cool things on the side. So I don't want to let everything else out there right now. You know, economics is not my background. I call one of my finance related guys that I know to speak specifically about that. So maybe this is just kind of like that uncle advice of, hey man, you just got to go get started, and there's nothing wrong with having a super cool hobby. Then you can explore any cool, crazy, cockamamie thing you want to do, because it's just a hobby, and maybe someday it'll turn into something really good. Other than that, man, you're not going through anything that lots of other people did. And you know, the best thing I can relate is those doggone baby boomers that were well-wishing, that came from a time of prosperity, telling everybody, chase your dreams. Okay, that's a terrible idea, because dreams generally will make you broke and don't necessarily help much with society unless you're so powerful and brilliant as you can affect change in some giant organization. And let me tell you what, that ain't easy. So I hope this is helpful, and hey, if you want any hobby ideas, write me another letter. In the meantime, I'm gonna go try to get out of this rain with the Viper because I just got it cleaned. Hope you guys subscribe, and I'll see you next time.